we're here today to actually level up our last year's initiative. We started something called Zero Period. Zero Period was our endeavor to actually go and hijack the zero period of school kids, where we will go and educate them about periods. Imagine a 10 or 11-year-old girl, she's getting her period, she has absolutely no information about how to handle it, and she's extremely overwhelmed. And I think that over the last year actually reached nearly 100 schools. We've taught or educated nearly a few thousand girls actually about periods, how to manage them. And very interestingly, we've actually also included boys in that conversation.
Why boys?
I feel for anything to get actually normalized, the conversation between boys and girls have to be done. There were instances where we saw boys were making fun of girls when they were on their period. And that was happening because there wasn't enough conversation in our society about periods.
And education. Educating
Absolutely.
boys as well.
Yeah. See, if only boys are involved in this conversation, we can actually raise a generation which will rise up to actually have this conversation very openly and freely without any stigma. And which is where I feel our playing comfort kind of comes in. Idea is, how do we level up from zero period and talk about periods in sports. Any girl should not be held back from playing sport even during her periods, and she should play it very comfortably. In fact, even during her period, she should be able to focus on her game and her goals, and that's really where we are headed.
That's incredible. Before we move forward, if I can just request everyone to silence the room and silence your phones as well, that would be very helpful. Ritesh, one more question to you before we head over to Smriti. Smriti Mandhana is here. Why Smriti? When the association was initially started, what made you decide that this is the face that you want for a brand like BeSafe?
I think it's very simple. I mean, she's an inspiration.
The answer is good.
No, I think we've actually not had that chance to speak with Smriti about it, but I feel today she's the inspiration for many girls and women, and very especially all these young girls who look up to her who are playing sports today, right? And having her come on board and support this initiative actually sends a very, very strong message to everybody in our country and also globally that women in sports cannot be held back. In fact, nobody should be held back from doing what they love. And in this case, sports is love for all of these young girls.
Absolutely, and what you said essentially embodies Smriti as a legendary cricketer, a legendary player of this country. Girls shouldn't be held back from playing, from doing what they love. And before we get to this association and why you're the face of BeSafe, I want to talk a little bit about you, Smriti, about before the millions of fans, before you were playing for India. Talk to me a little bit about young Smriti. What was that experience like of you first getting your period, first realizing what comfort means to you? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, actually, it's a very filmy story when I got my first periods. Actually, I have not made it up, trust me. But so I remember I got selected for the school nationals. Back then, I don't know if school nationals still happens, but there used to be school nationals.
Yeah,
which is,
even now?
Okay, yeah. So I got selected and I was supposed to head to Jammu by a train. And I think I was taking a train from Pune because we were a Maharashtra team, so we were all assembled in Pune. And I remember my mom and dad had come to just drop me off, and I went to the washroom, and then that's the first time I realized, okay, there's something unusual, because of course at that time the education was not around that much that you know what's happening. Now I'm so happy that we are doing all those things which a girl will understand what's happening. So I just rushed to my mom and I was like, something's wrong, and then she just bought me a pad and told me how to put it and all of that stuff, and then she's like, you're not going now. And I was like, please. And I did all my school drama which I had learned, and then mummy nahi mujhe please ek chance de jaane de. She's like, no, I don't have a problem of you playing, but I mean, you don't know, you're just traveling for the first time you've got period. It's I don't know if I have to leave you. And that's when my seniors came into play, and they're like, don't worry, we'll take care of her, please leave her. And the train is leaving, and I'm trying to convince my parents that please let me go. And at the end, my mom is like, ja Simran, ja type.
That could not be more Bollywood than that. That's a great story. So, but you mentioned mentioned something really important, the importance of support. First from your family, from your mom, and then your seniors. What would you like to say to the girls here today? The importance of having that support system, especially when you're going through your first period. What is the importance of having a support system?
Very important, because a lot of unusual thing happens which as a kid you don't know that these are things which are going to happen. There are few body types who get a lot of pain at different places in the body. We have a lot of girls in the team as well who struggle. There are few who are okay with it. So it depends on how your body type is. Nothing to do with health or anything else. It's just maybe how God's made that body, which I think it's very important for the people around you to understand and give that space. Maybe some girls are okay and some girls are not okay about it, and then people who are not okay shouldn't be said that इसको तो कुछ होता नहीं है. All of those things, you've heard that as girls. So I just feel the support around you is very important to help you, may understand you, and I think it's very important at those days that you just feel that you're understood.
Yeah, absolutely. And as girls and as athletes, we're so used to talking about hard work, perseverance, ambition, playing hard, all of those things. One thing we don't talk about as athletes, and me included, played tennis for India, so grew up very similarly, traveling abroad. One thing we don't talk about as athletes is comfort, right? One girl feels a lot of pain, somebody else might not, but we all have our own methods of comfort. What's your comfort zone? What do you do for comfort?
Well, luckily, I'm one of the blessed ones who don't struggle quite a lot during the first 3 days, or whenever it starts. But my comfort, weirdly, I don't eat a lot of sugar, but one piece of chocolate at night, sometimes in the first 2.
About periods in sports. So I would request कि सारे questions please limit it to periods in sports, about PSAFE, about association with Smriti Mandhana, why she likes what we do, why we have chosen her. No questions about uh, any personal life or about World Cup. Would be really request everyone. Thank you very much again.
Yeah. So what do you say about today's event?
I think it's pretty fun event to be, and what PSAFE has been doing in terms of the back end work. I mean, it's so inspiring to just be associated with them, and zero period is something which their motive is, and I hope that we can achieve. And it's been just a fun event to be part of, and coming to a school. And it's been a while that I've come to a school and done an event. So yeah, again, thanks to PSAFE, but yeah, again, their work has been just very inspiring.
So many women are facing still problems during period, especially in village. So what's your suggestion?
Yeah, again, as they said that I think as they said that they've been doing so many campaigns around, going to a lot of small villages and raising the awareness around periods. So for sure, I mean, we keep doing that same work whenever I am required. Again, we'll be doing those sort of
Absolutely.
lot of work in the next 2 odd years and for the
Even longer.
longer years, and yeah, again, raise awareness for them around menstrual hygiene and how to take care of themselves during the period. So for sure, I mean, it's still I feel it's a long way to go, but I
Absolutely.
think he's the best person to answer this question.
No, I think our efforts are to make our product as accessible, as affordable as possible for people in rural India, in urban slums. And I think at grassroots level, what we need to solve for is awareness. So all of our efforts today are actually around how can we make more girls and women aware about periods, that they are normal, and what are the solutions available for them to have comfortable periods.
Uh,
Next question.
you have interacted with kids today. क्या कहना चाहेंगे, कितना अच्छा लगा इंटरेक्शन और क्या अपनी भी कुछ यादें आ गई बचपन की?
बहुत अच्छा लगा इंटरेक्टिंग विद द स्मॉल किड्स, और स्पेशली बहुत सारी लड़कियां आई थी जो क्रिकेट एकेडमी से थी. सो बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब यू कम टू स्कूल्स. इट रिमाइंड्स यू, आपको याद आती है कि आप जब स्कूल जाते थे, ऑल स्मॉल थिंग्स, हेड गर्ल्स, हेड बॉयज उनसे मिली, एंड वो सारे मेमोरीज फ्लैशबैक होते. सो या अगेन इंटरेक्टिंग
और मेन इम्पोर्टेंस ये है कि हम हमारा एक्सपीरियंस हम कैसे लोगों तक पहुंचाए. So yeah, again coming here with PSAFE, I think I was very happy, and definitely it was pretty nostalgic.
What do you say about upcoming World Cup match? So, how's your practice end?
We're going to try and keep questions just to
It's
today's
a-
interaction. If we can avoid
I'll
World
give
Cup questions, as
one
Richard
World
said.
Cup question का answer I'll give, so that it's
Yeah,
fine.
please go
Yeah.
ahead.
सबके सब uh, yeah, again, we are prepping for the World Cup. We'll be leaving around for a series before World Cup. So the prep has been going well, and I hope that we just keep continuing to work hard and make India proud, and hopefully we can get the cup back home.
Shruti, when you interact with the kids of younger generation, what sort of lessons do you impart to them? Because you've been a player who's been through different levels of interaction, I mean, not just interaction, but being in different leagues around the world. So when you share those kind of experiences, what sort of questions do these kids come up with? And another part of the question related to the preparation.
पहला answer कर देती
Sure,
हूँ.
sure.
Yeah, again, whenever I interact with the kids, it's very firstly the questions which they ask, I just feel that at that age I would not know what they're asking, but the questions are in a way where they really want to know what we go through, which is extremely nice. And for me, it's very important to give them a message that firstly how sports and cricket has a career, and you can actually make a good career out of it. That's first important thing, and the second important thing for me is what I try and tell is to enjoy the process and what they do playing cricket. I really want all the kids to actually enjoy and just follow your passion. That's extremely important, and that's one message which I always try and give to the young kids.
I just wanted to ask anything specifics that you worked at during the camp for the World Cup? Anything in specific?
Well, the camp has gone well, and I would just keep it at that because we would not like to say any specific stuff what we've worked on because we're heading to the World Cup. But all I would say that all the girls are looking in good shape and they've been practicing really well, and a lot of hard work has gone behind.
Harish, um, as someone a lot of young girls look up to, how do you think such partnerships like the one with PSA instill confidence in them to talk about things like periods and menstrual hygiene? Like, what role do such partnerships?
It's a very important partnership, I would say. I think one of the most important ones because, again, to be associated with a brand not only for their product but also for the message they put out, and yeah, for me to also help them in a way where I could reach to people and put say their message loud out, and I'm sure that even if we could like I could help them to get it to some section of the girls, or I don't know who, or even boys for that case, as he said, because it's very important for the boys also to be educated around it. So if I could help them, I mean it will be I'll be extremely happy, and I'm sure a lot of girls, if I speak about it or we all speak about it this openly, I'm sure they'll feel a lot confident going to other people and talking about periods, or being comfortable to talk around periods.
Any motivating thing you want to
Any
say
other
to
question?
any motivating thing you want to say to the young girls out there from your side, fitness and mental health?
Well, the only motivating thing I would say is firstly, hard work is the key to achieving whatever you do. And secondly, I mean, enjoying that hard work is also very important because I feel that's how I look at my life. That whenever you're happy, the hard work always pays off. So that's two things. And yeah, again, I feel sports or physical exercise should be uh, like if you're not even thinking of a career, but I just feel like 1 hour of any sort of sports or physical activity for all sort of girls is extremely important.
Hi, I had a question. Menstrual education today goes way beyond just going to schools or talking about just periods, right? I have struggled with PCOS since I started my period, and the thing my gynecologist told me was when you get married, this would be solved, which is a very wrong thing to educate, right? As a menstrual hygiene brand, how do you think you want to bring the focus to certain kind of things like PCOS and other menstrual hygiene related problems that many menstruators go through?
No, I think there's a lot of conversation by different sections within our society about periods. Some see it naturally, some don't. Even there's still, I think, our gynecologists and health experts, they're also beginning to empathize with women about periods and, of course, PCOS as well. Our endeavor is today we're solving menstrual hygiene, but eventually we want to solve women health. Our larger agenda is that once menstrual hygiene or feminine hygiene reaches a meaningful penetration, and if we're able to create or other support in that sense, we will eventually want to talk about everything that a girl requires as she hits puberty until she reaches menopause and beyond. So we want to be that brand who's known for women's health and hygiene from puberty to menopause.
अच्छा मैम आज भी ऐसे कहीं अगर मेट्रो सिटी छोड़ के गांव चले जाओ तो वहाँ भी पीरियड को लेके कहीं पर बातें नहीं कि लड़कियाँ डरती है कहीं नहीं उन्हीं क्या कुछ कहेंगे आप मैं तो गाँव की बात कर रहा हूँ
हाँ, अभी भी बहुत आई एम श्योर कि गाँव में होता है कि जहाँ पे लड़कियाँ डरती हैं, बट आई एम श्योर जैसे इन्होंने इवेंट में भी बोला है, काफ़ी अवेयरनेस कैंपेन्स पी सेफ ने भी करे हैं, एंड ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है कि हम भी वो मैसेज उनको पहुँचाएगी। ये बहुत नॉर्मल है और इसमें कोई छुपाने की बात नहीं है। सो फॉर श्योर हम लोग काफ़ी चीज़ें करेंगे फ्यूचर में भी कि हम ये मैसेज जिन जिन लोगों तक हम ये पहुंचा पाए, आई मीन विल ट्राई आवर बेस्ट, और यही मैसेज उनके लिए होगा कि ये बहुत ही नॉर्मल चीज़ है एंड इसमें कोई छुपाने या डरने की बात नहीं है।
इनफैक्ट ये पहली बार हो रहा है कि एक फोरम में मीडिया के सामने पीरियड्स की बातें इतनी नॉर्मली की जा रही है. We are the first people, and Smriti is actually the first person, first celebrity to talk about it so openly. So I'm really, really happy for all of you to have come here.